Hello, and welcome to episode 81 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a random game, Crazy Climber 2. Crazy Climber 2 was released in 1988 by Nichibutsu. My first time playing this game was on MAME. Crazy Climber 2 is a platform game in which you control your climber with two 8-way joysticks, one for each hand. This is the sequel to Crazy Climber, which was released in 1980. You need to move your climber up a building, all while avoiding falling objects as well as other enemies. Just like the original Crazy Climber, you need to maneuver your climber up a series of buildings. You need to stay clear of closing windows because if you get both hands caught in a closed window, you will fall and lose a life. Just like before, you need to dodge items thrown by the building patrons. In addition to the similarities to the original game, there are many new items that need to be avoided. The first new item that you need to contend with will be the three-dimensional billboard that is mounted on the right side of the building. There will only be 2 rows of windows to climb up next to the billboard. This billboard consists of a woman that will occasionally kick one of her legs across your path. If one of her shoes comes in contact with your climber, you will fly off the building, costing you a life. You can safely cross the woman's leg, and if the shoe passes you on the way back, you are safe, so you are only in danger if she is kicking forward. If you lose a life, the billboard will no longer move. Occasionally, a woman will sit on one of the windowsills. If you climb up to her window, she will pull you inside and you will receive bonus points for every future story you climb. This woman will appear twice per level except for buildings 4 and 6 where she will appear 3 times. While you are in the window with this woman, you are safe from falling objects. Just like the original Crazy Climber, building tenants will be dropping different items at you. These items will include TV sets, irons, radios, and vacuum cleaners. This time there will be 4 different looking tenants compared to 1. If an appliance hits you, you will lose grip with one of your hands. If your climber has both hands braced on the window, you will survive one hit and it will knock one of your hands loose. If you can rebrace your hand, you will be safe for another hit, although if you get hit a second time before bracing, you will fall off the building, costing you a life. The size of the objects have no effect of how much damage they will cause when one hits you. The next item you have to deal with will be the clotheslines. The tenants will string a clothesline across several rows of windows. Along the clotheslines there will be different pieces of laundry that will move from left to right. Contacting one of these articles of clothing is not fatal, but it will knock your climber down 2 floors, and you will not earn any points for reclimbing these floors. King Kong has returned and has some new tricks up his sleeve. Now he has a pile of bricks that he will throw down at you, trying to knock you off the building. The falling bricks will affect your climber just like any other falling object. You need to avoid these bricks as you climb past Kong, because if a brick hits you when you aren't braced, you will fall off the building, costing you a life. Kong will also jump across the building, and if he contacts you, he will knock you off the building, also costing you a life. After you pass Kong, you will come across another 3D billboard as well as another girl sitting on the windowsill. Both will act the same as before. After passing both, you will arrive at the top of the building where there will be a helicopter that will be flying up and down and at an angle. You need to grab the runner of the helicopter to advance to the next level. After you grab the runner, you will be awarded whatever bonus points are left on the bonus timer. You will also be shown a fireworks display along with the words "Very good" displayed in the sky. The second building is blue and will be climbed in a nighttime setting. As soon as you begin climbing, you'll be faced with falling I-beams. If you contact an I-beam and you're not properly braced, it will knock you off the building, costing you a life. Once in a while, being contacted by an I-beam will cause a double hit, meaning the first hit will knock one hand loose and the second will knock you off the building. Once the I-beams stop falling, you will once again face the tenants, although now they will be throwing hand tools such as screwdrivers and wrenches at you. Just like before, the size doesn't matter, so any hit will either knock one of your hands loose, or if you aren't braced, you will fall off the building. There is a new twist beginning this level. The large ball tenant will physically throw these items instead of dropping them, and if you are hit by one of his thrown items, it is possible you will fall off no matter how good you are braced. Another new thing with this building is there will be a series of vertical bars that you will be able to climb. Climbing these bars will be slower than climbing on the windows, and if you are hit by any object, you will be knocked all the way down to the bottom of the bar, although you will not lose a life. Once you pass the bar section, you will once again face the tenants along with a new challenge. You now need to face cranes that are on both sides of the building. You need to avoid the hooks on the end of the cables because if one hooks you, it will swing you back and forth several times before throwing you off the building, costing you a life. In addition, if the back of the hook contacts your climber, you will be knocked down several levels of the building. Although getting knocked down isn't fatal, if you get hit again before your hands are braced, it will knock you off the building. You are able to safely climb past the crane booms. After you pass the beams, you'll come across a portion of the section that is under construction and is covered with chain link fence all the way across. You are able to climb up the fence, although just as you're about to clear the fence, the cranes will return to hinder your progress. After you pass the cranes, you will once again face the falling I-beams, although now there will be I-beams that are twice as long, and although you can survive being hit by one, the chance of a multiple hit is a lot greater, so it is best to avoid them. In addition to the I-beams, the tenants will occasionally dump basins of water down at you. Although it doesn't cause you to fall, it will stun your climber and he will shake off the water, leaving you temporarily unable to move. After passing the cranes, you'll come across a section that is all poles. You can climb them just like before, although there will be a barrage of falling light bulbs. If you are hit by one of these light bulbs, you will be knocked to the bottom of the pole, although you will not lose a life. After the poles, there will be a large balloon that if you catch it, it will bring you up several stories for bonus points. You'll face another fence section near the top as well as another girl hanging out the window before reaching the top. Once you reach the top, you will need to grab the helicopter runner to go to the next building. Once again, you will get the fireworks display and the message, "Well, let us go." The third building you climb will be red. The first item you'll come across is the track of a roller coaster. Every few seconds, a coaster train will roll across these tracks. Although the track is harmless, contacting any part of the coaster will cause you to fall off the building. The building tenants will begin throwing musical instruments at you, such as flutes, saxophones, drums, and bass fiddles. After passing the tenants, there will be a condor flying back and forth. This condor will drop eggs and excrement, and if either one hits you when you're not braced, you will fall off. After the bird, there will be another 2 coaster tracks to deal with, along with the tenants throwing more musical instruments at you. Once again, the girl will be sitting on one of the windowsills, then after that, there will be 2 large windmills on the sides of the building. If one of these blades contacts you, you will be knocked down 2 floors, although if you are not braced, you will fall off the building. After the windmills, you will encounter another coaster before reaching the top of the building. After reaching the top, the helicopter has been replaced with the blimp. The blimp will act the same as the copter, and you just need to grab the bottom of the basket to be transported to the next building. Grabbing the basket will begin the fireworks and you'll receive the message, "We love Climber." The fourth building is green and will also be climbed at night. The first items you will face are the I-beams, as well as Kong in the center portion of the building. He will be punching in both directions in an attempt to knock Climber off the building. After you pass Kong, he will climb up the building and will try to knock you off in the process. If Kong passes you, he will find another platform to stand on and punch at you to knock you off the building. After passing Kong, you will now face a series of falling signs. These signs will fall both straight down and at angles. You need to avoid these signs at all costs because if one contacts you, you will be knocked off the building no matter how good of a grip you have. After the signs, Kong will once again climb the building and you need to avoid him. Just before Kong appears, another girl will be on the windowsill. If you go in the window with her, you are safe from Kong. Just before you reach the top of the building, Kong will jump onto the top and will jump around. You need to avoid Kong while trying to catch the helicopter. If Kong contacts you, you will be knocked off the building, costing you a life. Catching the copter will once again bring the fireworks and you will receive the message, "Everybody cheer you," and you will advance to the next building. Building 5 is the Cathedral building complete with stained glass windows. At the beginning, you will see a girl on the windowsill to award you bonus points. Once again, the tenants are back and now they will be dropping statues and vases at you. The next challenge you face will be climbing what looks like a combination of chain link fence and stained glass windows. You can climb the structure, although there will be a constant barrage of falling statues that will knock you down to the bottom of this part of the structure. If you get hit while you don't have a good brace, you will fall. After passing the structure, you will face the tenants throwing statues again. And after that, you will once again face the fence and stained glass window. Once again, you will face the falling barrage of statues. Passing the structure, you will face the condor once again. There will also be the girl on the windowsill to award you bonus points. After that, you will then face 2 condors at once. After the condors, you'll only need to climb to the top of the building where the blimp will once again be waiting for you. Once you grab the basket, the fireworks will begin and you will get the message, "You are great, round 5 clear," and then you will be transferred to the final building. Building 6 is a light blue building that you will climb at night. You will face falling dumbbells that will immediately begin as soon as the level begins. These objects will affect your climber the same as the I-beams, so if you are braced, you will have one hand knocked loose, although if it causes a double hit, you will fall off the building. You will be able to climb many floors without obstacles other than the quick closing windows, although there will be several floors that don't go straight across and you must reach over to the window to pull yourself over. The next item you'll face will be the fighter jets. These jets will fly across the building at an angle, although now they'll be shooting at you in an attempt to get you off the building. If a bullet contacts your climber, you will immediately fall off the building, costing you a life. After several passes of the jets, 2 jets will appear to shoot you down. About 2/3 of the way up, the dumbbells will once again fall at you. On this building, the tenants will be throwing computer equipment at you in an attempt to knock you off. You'll face more fighter jets before reaching the top of the building. Grabbing the copter's runner will begin the fireworks and you'll receive the message, "You are great, round 6 cleared." After you receive the bonus points, you will receive a congratulations screen and message, and then the game will tell you it is the end. Scoring for the game is as follows. You'll earn 100 points for each floor step on level 1, 150 points for level 2, 200 points for level 3, 250 points for level 4, 300 points for level 5, and 350 points for level 6. You'll earn a 50-point step-up bonus added to your step points for contacting the girl, and this bonus will be increased 50 more points as long as you don't lose a life, up to a maximum of 300 points. On levels 2 and 6, your step points carry over from the previous level, although this may only be an emulation glitch. The highest step point total is 1,000 points. At the beginning of each building, you'll begin with a set number of bonus points. The first building you'll begin with 10,000 points, and it will increase 10,000 points per level. Your bonus will decrease 100 points approximately every 10 seconds. You will also lose 100 points every time you are hit by any falling object. If you don't climb the building in a timely fashion, you will run the risk of not being able to finish, and therefore you will not earn any bonus. Once you reach half of your original bonus score, the bonus score will zero out and the copter will fly across the building and fly you to the next building, although you will not lose a life. This game also allows you to continue, although you are limited to 3 continues. If you continue, you will begin at the bottom of the building, you lost your last life, and you will begin with a 0 score. I really enjoyed this game and highly recommend playing it, especially if you can find it in an arcade setting since it wasn't a wide release, although it does play well on emulators as well. I like this game more than the original Crazy Climber, but not as much as Gorf, so Crazy Climber 2 will climb into the 7th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.